All right. So, good morning, friends of metal. I'm Terry. I am the host and the creator of Cast Metyll YouTube channel, all about helping fans find bands. And yesterday was my first full length episode where I reviewed 39 albums, and every day, probably the next 30 days, I'm going to discover at least one or two things that I need to change and improve. And the one thing that I learned yesterday, and if you watch the video, is that I should really carry a notepad with me to help me along. So that's lesson number one. So today I brought me a notepad just to make sure that things go a little wee bit smoother now. Yesterday, although it was the first episode, today is actually the first episode of a segment that I'm going to name Full Metal Reviews. And Full Metal Reviews is basically about aligning bands with more fans, because I believe that metal music it needs help with approximately 80,000 plus active metal bands, recording bands around the world. Not everybody knows about all of these bands, and if I can help, more fans find these bands, then it'll be better off for them, because they really do need to get paid. They need recognition, and they're mostly immensely talented. So I'm here to help them out, and that's what this channel is all about now. Over the next 30 days or so, I don't think that I'm going to create very perfect shows or anything like that. So I'm going to be cleaning up every day as we go along. I had an idea that I want to put 3 new albums in front of everybody, but I don't know much yet about time constraints, and I don't know my way around the YouTube ecosystem or anything like that. So I'm going to stick with 1 a day for the next week or so, and they're going to be quick and dirty. They're what I'm going to call beta mode. Okay, we'll call it that until things get refined a little wee bit. But today I have something very exciting for you guys. I am going to, at least to keep the ball, or get the ball rolling rather, I'm going to review Dimmu Borgir's brand new album that came out December 8th of 2023. It was not even quite a month ago that it came out. And Dimmu Borgir has been around since, I looked online, and it said since 1993 they have been doing symphonic black metal. And they're a very, very good band, but I've really not even, although I've known about them for years and years, I've really not gotten into them. There are so many other bands, so many other distractions, and I decided to take a listen to this album and do a quick and dirty review for you guys. And so let's give it a breakdown. So I hope that you guys can see what's going on here with the cover. Here, the artwork is absolutely fabulous, black and white. And so before I actually played the album, I tried to visualize the outcome. I want to see if the album matches the songs that are going to be on it. And definitely, yeah, it met my expectations. I do have to say that. So the rules by which I review an album and, show it to the fans and so on and so forth, I have 9 different categories in which I do all of this stuff. Okay. I go through everything from sound quality to, to the energy and the intensity, rhythm, and so on and so forth. But today, again, it's just going to be quick and dirty, just the beta mode for you guys. All right. So for anyone who is actually a new fan of Dimmu Borgir, there's 8 songs on the album. There's Black Metal, Satan My Master, Dead Men Don't Rape, Nocturnal Fear, Burn in Hell, Perfect Strangers, Metal Heart, and Nocturnal Fear, Celtically Processed. Now, For those of you who don't know, most of these songs are actually covers of early 80s metal songs. Black metal is originally produced by Venom, I believe, around 81 or 82. Satan My Master was from Bathory from 1984. Dead Men Don't Rape, I'm getting, when I listened to it, it did not sound the same as the one that came from Delilah Bond, but I think that it is a remake of hers. And it's really funky. It's really good. Nocturnal Fear is also a Celtic Frost track. Burn in Hell, I think that you guys will be very surprised if you don't know it already, is a Twisted Sister track from 1984 from the Stay Hungry album. Perfect Strangers is a classic from Deep Purple from also 1984. Metal Heart is from an 80s heavy metal band called Accept. And Accept was, they were giving Judas Priest a run for their money back in the day. And that was pretty interesting stuff too. Nocturnal Fear, Celtically Processed. Yeah, between these two here, Nocturnal Fear, song number 4 and number 8, they're both from Celtic Frost, but they do sound a little wee bit different. The sound quality of these albums of this album rather is it's quite good. The songs are very, very faithful to the originals, except for Dead Men Don't Rape. I think it's a complete remake and it's really good. But Dimmu Borgir pays excellent homage to all of these classic, rock and metal bands. And it's beautiful work. The musicianship, I was stunned. These guys can really play. Now I'm going to get into them. Yeah, so that gives you just a little idea about what we are trying to do with the Full Metal review segment. You know what? I sat down the other day and I thought about where did I get the idea to do this? And I looked all the way back to 1981 when I was 15 years old. And quick story for you. There was a new guy who moved in a neighborhood, and he was a couple of years older than us. And I hope that he's still alive. If he's still alive and he's watching this, he's probably going to get a laugh out of it. But he was that guy who was 17 or 18 years old, and he had a full-time job. And with a full-time job, we, at 14 and 15 years old, we did not have a full-time job, but he would come around with 2 or 3 or 4 albums, like brand new, like metal albums. And they weren't just any old metal albums. They were imports from England. They were specially pressed, and they were processed, and they were cut. The artwork was special on them. And he never would tell us where he got them from. And so, Brian, if you are out there, hello, I hope you're doing well. And I wanted to let you know, Brian, that you are one of the inspirations for the journey as to why I'm sitting here today. Believe it or not, there are many other stories I'm going to tell you about that. But yeah, Brian was one of those people who inspired me to do this. So with limited time, everybody, I do have to go. I got to get ready for work. I am a working man. And so I wanted to thank you guys for coming out today. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. I expect a new edition tomorrow, hopefully a little bit cleaner than this one. All right, on behalf of myself and to all my friends out there, cheers and have a tremendous 4th of January. Take care.